It's not just justices in the Canadian court that are confusing people. School teachers in California are pretty good at confusing people as well. We often talk about the fact that public schools are amongst the most dangerous place for your kids these days. Parents are outraged in Elk Grove, California, after a teacher created a gay club for kids in grade 3. Have a listen to this news report.
Parents at Elk Grove's Pleasant Grove Elementary School say they were alarmed to discover a third-grade teacher was allowed to personally invite all the 3rd through 6th grade classes to a new LGBT club he was starting called the UBU Club. Education activist Heidi Moore discusses the club.
Their children were essentially being recruited, some as young as 2nd grade, by a teacher there. And he was going around telling them that if they it was a club for boys who crush on boys or girls who crush on girls, but that anyone could come because there were fun games that you couldn't find anywhere else.
This is a club for kids aged 6, 7 and 8 years of age. What was interesting was, unlike all the other clubs in the school, there was no permission slip sent home for parents so they could consent to the kids being part of this club. And mysteriously, the club, unlike every other club in the school, was never listed in the school newsletter. When the school was confronted, they said, oh, it was an oversight, an error. If you're running a gay club in a school for 6 and 7-year-old kids, you don't accidentally forget to produce a permission slip for parents.
No, there's a word for this. It starts with GRU and ends in Ming. Period. That's what this is. I hope this guy has been completely fired and struck off every teacher's list in the nation.
Well, we talk about conversion therapy in terms of, usually we're talking about people being told that they shouldn't be gay. How is this any different? Like you're going around rounding up young children and saying to them, look, we've got this secret gay club over here. Don't tell your parents. You don't have to ask your parents for permission. You can come along and we can talk about whether boys like boys and girls like girls. Look, you work that stuff out for yourself, right? You don't need to be led off to some little secret club in a school to find that out unless someone wants to put something in your head.
Exactly.
And the fact that the school must have known about it and then only did something when it was, brought to their attention, what's going on here? The school is complicit. The teacher is more than complicit. He was running it. The fact that anyone signed off on it in the first place is a disgrace.
And they're
I can't believe
young. I mean,
I know.
You've got negative 10 years of the age where it's even legal to be sexually active, and you're filling their little heads with all of this stuff already. Like, it reminds me of the fact that Victoria, not that they're running these clubs in their schools, but Victoria, the state, has given themselves the power to transition your kid at school without even your knowledge, much less your consent. So it is going on here in Australia in a very different way, but how is that not similar in that you're doing all this behind the parents' back and the schools are the ones that are facilitating your child's wishes?
Yeah.